So, Infernoid Subterror. Wow, actually drew one card for each archetype, no way. But this is the deck I showcased Wednesday. This is my, believe it or not, like my more competitive deck. It takes two well-known archetypes, two actually like very good rogue archetypes, and mixes them together. And the question I get a lot is, how does that work? So today I am going to be showcasing some test hands and kind of going over how the deck works, and more than anything, what does it do going first. I'm also going to attempt to hold this down with whatever I can. That works. So let's shuffle it a bit, make sure I'm not showing any bias and stacking my hand or anything. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so this is a really good starting hand. If your opponent has no Ash Blossoms or Droll and Lockbird, which from my duels online seem to be about 60% of the time, let's start off terraforming, okay? Obviously, you want to add the one and only field spell in this deck to your hand. So you're going to add a Hidden City. And because you already have Guru in your hand, when you, shuffle that on camera. So when you go to activate your Hidden City, you're going to add one Subterror Fiendess from your deck to your hand. Right there. So, this will immediately telegraph to your opponent that you already have a Guru in hand. But that should not matter a whole lot. If your opponent hasn't stopped you at this point, then, set Guru. Hidden City, flip, add. Now you can either add another Subterror Fiendess if you want to just have that extra negate for when it comes back around to your turn, or one Subterror Final Battle. This one is a very versatile card, and if your opponent has like a Cosmic Cyclone or any back row removal that removes only one spell and trap, then from what I've seen online, 9 times out of 10, they're going to go for the Subterror Final Battle. So you're going to draw that, you're going to set it, obviously, and with that you're going to pass. Right now, your opponent only sees that you are running a Guru control deck, so they will play to that. They will do whatever they can to stop the Guru side, so whatever you're able to do, drop the Fiendess, flip this, negate an effect, use Hidden City, flip this back up to negate an attack, add, you would add another Fiendess here. At this moment, your opponent is fully expecting you to start drawing trap cards, Solemn Judgments, Pot of Extravagance. Your opponent is fully expecting a Guru control deck, If they can still attack, flip this, boost its attack to 3,400. This is what your opponent is expecting. Admittedly, I wish I had top decked a Void Imagination so I could then drop a Tierra in theory, because if that one Fiendess and that one attack negation prevented your opponent from doing anything, then they did not have a starting hand, or a good starting hand. Now let's go to test hand number 2. If you enjoy any of my content, if you like to see me test things out and, you know, show off the decks I have. Please don't be afraid to leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe. Anything you can do helps. For this hand, what we will do is we can either start with a 1-for-1 to put Decatron on the field, or we can Void Vanishment to add a Void Feast to hand. I think I'm going to go Void Vanishment, discard the... Actually, a Nunco can be special summoned from the graveyard, so I will discard a Nunco, and then I will add one... There it is. Void Feast to hand. So right now your opponent will look at this and think, oh, they're running Guru control. Sweet. And you know, they'll probably have some type of out, some sort of, you know, they'll start formulating a plan, and they'll start figuring out a way to play around Infernoid. Of course, set this. These two are activated and set. 1-for-1 to discard the Patrulia, because you don't want to be showing off, at least this early in the game, that you are Infernoid Subterror. Your opponent will... you kind of want to save that surprise a bit. You will special summon one, finally, Infernoid Decatron in defense. Use its effect to send... in this instance, you have gone first, so knowing what your opponent is running, here I would send, you can send a Harmodic, you could send a Saitsamas, and where is the other one? Sjet are not bad options at all, neither is, where are you? Patrulia. Send any one of these would be a good option. Here I will send, yeah, I will send a Jet, just because it is level 6, and that will make Decatron level 7. So that, you know, should I need to special summon something, specifically a Nunco from the graveyard, I will be able to do so. Now, you can either pass turn with one in hand, and they could potentially think, oh, that's an Ash Blossom Effect Veiler, Droll and Lockbird, you know, whatever, Infinite Impermanence maybe. Or you can go ahead and set it, because if you're playing an Infernoid deck, 9 times out of 10, if you just set a card face down, your opponent's going to be like, hey, what are you doing? But I would keep this in hand, and then, you know, as they go through, drop this, destroy that, you know, set up a bigger board, and then probably if you end up focusing on Infernoid more for a duel, I would wait until like turn 2 or 3 before dropping in the Subterror cards and kind of confusing your opponent. And then if you're running more Guru control for the deck, then I would almost as soon as you kind of need to. You know, if they're able to break through the Guru control, drop Devyati or a Nunco, destroy spells and traps or monsters respectively. But you know, kind of depend on the matchup you have. This is probably going to be the last test hand. 1 Lost Wind, 1-1-for-1, Subterror Guru, Subterror Behemoth Umastrix, and a second Lost Wind. So Lost Wind is not a once per turn effect, so you can immediately set both of these. You can also immediately set one Subterror Guru and pass turn. This is not the greatest way to go about it. However, another thing you can do is 1-for-1, discard Umastrix, because this will immediately have them thinking, why are they about to special summon Fiendus? Fiendus is the only level 1 Subterror monster that you will have in your deck at all times. So you will have your opponent confused for a few seconds until you drop Infernoid Decatron, in which case they're just gonna be like, what is this? You know, mandatory shuffle your deck, or I guess, you know, whatever. And then send, you know, Petrolio, whatever. A big part of this deck is literally just confusing your opponent. Because if your opponent preps for a pure Infernoid matchup or a pure Subterror matchup, when you drop that other half, your opponent will not really know how to handle it. It's like a lot of, you know, how people are like, how does this deck work? It's like, well, it almost just does. I haven't drawn any great hands here, which is really annoying because there are some really awesome plays you can do with this. However, you know, that's just kind of how the luck goes. If you are keeping up with Built from Nothing, then you'll know that well, I guess the next episode is dropping tomorrow, so you'll see how my luck plays out there. But anyways, that is the Infernoid Subterror just test hands. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all like the deck? Do you think it's dumb? I don't know. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all next time.